chaos magic. I'm Wanda Maximoff. Whoa, whoa. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't have a $25 million budget for this video, so I can't get you guys good CGI, but I can get you guys a transition. Hey guys, I'm Ava, and you're watching WWM Productions. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. If you do, make sure to click that like button and subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you so much. We love having you. I'm gonna put this down now. So I've already done one video on WandaVision, but seeing as it has aired its thrilling conclusion about a week ago, I thought it only fitting to cover it one more time for good measure. WandaVision has 9 episodes in total, all available on Disney+, each of which have totally helped ease the ache of that MCU withdrawal that everybody has been suffering from lately. For those of you who have not watched the show, I highly recommend it. If you haven't, there will be a lot of spoilers in this video, so please, please, please do not ruin it for yourself. You can always come back and listen to me blab for a little while after you've watched it, okay? So WandaVision gives MCU fans an in-depth look into the character that is Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch. At first, the show is kind of like a fever dream, like it's the love child between various sitcoms from different decades and the Marvel Cinematic Universe itself. But then we get these huge reveals, like one after the other. First, we find out that S.W.O.R.D. is watching, then that Wanda is behind all of it, then that Vision isn't the real Vision, then that Agnes, her lovable neighbor, is actually a witch named Agatha Harkness, then that S.W.O.R.D. turned the OG Vision into the White Vision, then that Wanda's Vision and her children can't exist outside of the Hex, and then that Wanda is actually the overpowerful Chaos Magic Scarlet Witch. I mean, whoa! Unfortunately, no Mephisto reveals, much to the dismay of many, many WandaVision theorists. So, first let's talk about what's good about this show, and believe me, there's a lot. With a whirlwind story like I just told you about, there is probably some concerns about plot holes or pacing or sloppy writing, but like everything else in the MCU, there has clearly been so much thought put into the making of this show. The production value of this show is incredible, but with a budget of $200 million for the show, that's to be expected. The special effects are Avengers caliber, and the costume designing, especially after Wanda's ultimate transition into the Scarlet Witch, is amazing. Now, in terms of the villain, Agatha Harkness had the reveal of a lifetime. The introductory song, It Was Agatha All Along, was funny and it was jarring and it was a great surprise, but it still came up with ample build-up, so it didn't feel out of place. We got some great backstory out of Agatha from back in the times of the actual Salem witch trials, and she's also the reason that we get some moving and incredible backstory out of Wanda. Agatha takes Wanda on a little tour through her memories, and this gives us the opportunity to experience incredibly emotional and poignant scenes that are like moments from Wanda's childhood, such as literally the bombing of her building. I mean, you see Wanda and Pietro as children hiding under that bed that she mentions in Ultron and looking at the bomb that doesn't go off, and you see the word Stark, and it's exactly like how she described it. And I mean, if that didn't have you tearing up, I don't know what will. We also get to see these moments like when she actually got her powers, and we also get this really amazing scene with her and Vision. That scene in particular adds a ton to the romance story between Wanda and Vision, because really we don't get that much of those two characters together before Civil War, and just to see that emotional moment, that heart-to-heart conversation between them right after Pietro's death, when Wanda is grieving and Vision is helping her, it's really something. And you know, you get one of Vision's really thoughtful lines when he says, what is grief if not love persevering? And I think there's like 8 different kinds of t-shirts you can get with that now. Now, with any show or movie, of course, WandaVision had its flaws. For instance, one thing that gave me pause was the big practical joke that was Evan Peters' character, Ralph Bohner. They 100% knew what they were doing when they took Evan Peters, the actor who plays Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men movies, into the MCU. Especially with the MCU heading in the direction of multiversal exploration, many people initially thought that these two iterations of Quicksilver were one and the same. Another thing that I thought was kind of weird was that Darcy Lewis, a scientist from the Thor movies, was a big part in the rest of the show, but then in the finale she had like 2 seconds of screen time. Both of these things, though, are small issues in the grand scheme of the show. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure they had problems with COVID when it came to production towards the end, and they had to change a lot of it. So I'm not gonna fault them too much for those two things, and the fact that those are like the only problems I had. I mean, the finale as a whole was utterly spectacular, and while the main event was the battle between Agatha and Wanda in like the red glowing skies of the Hex, the part that really got me super invested was the interaction between the two Visions. I thought that the way that this battle between these two high-tech, super powerful sentient weapons was resolved through a philosophical thought exercise was so cool, especially for who Vision is as a character. We don't actually get that much of Vision as a genius and his genius programming in the other movies, because most of the time he's fighting bad guys alongside the Avengers. So this Vision versus Vision sequence was so rewarding. And of course, let's not forget that final scene where Wanda and Vision had to say goodbye to their kids and to each other as Wanda finally took down the Hex and had to part with her family, and then they left her alone in that empty plot of land that Vision marked to grow old in. If you didn't get emotional, do you even have a heart? Man, Marvel really knows how to pull on heartstrings. Now, with Elizabeth Olsen set to appear alongside Benedict Cumberbatch in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, WandaVision had to live up to great expectations in terms of setting up for this next movie. The show certainly delivered with some crazy prophecies for the future of the Scarlet Witch, as well as her association with the Darkhold. The magic that Wanda is seen doing in her end credit scene is uncharted territory even for the Sorcerer Supreme. The Darkhold itself is also associated with the Dark Dimension, that very place that Doctor Strange went to bargain with Dormammu in the first movie. Another thing that was kind of teased in this end credit scene is that Wanda's kids may not be gone forever. They just might be somewhere else. So this leads me to conclude that we may get to see the superheroes that are Wiccan and Speed at some point in the future of the MCU, which is so cool. On top of all of that, Monica Rambeau is on her way to space to meet with Nick Fury as what could be the MCU's newest superhero. Having gained her superpowers during the course of this show, it seems that she's going to take on the role of Photon, or one of the other names that she has been known to go by in the comics. One of those names is also Captain Marvel, so if you don't like the Brie Larson Captain Marvel, maybe there's hope. Everything considered, WandaVision is really something so special, and it has set the bar really high for the next couple of Disney Plus shows that Marvel is going to be churning out soon. I mean, Falcon and the Winter Soldier airs on Friday, and I am beyond excited. And then there's Loki, and Hawkeye, and Ms. Marvel, and What If, and Ironheart, and a bunch of others that Marvel will end up releasing to us on Disney Plus. If they all live up to the standards set by WandaVision, then the future for MCU TV is very bright. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you like WandaVision? Are you excited for more of the Marvel Disney Plus movies? Drop a like and comment, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our new videos or the podcast. We Watch Movies airs on Wednesdays. Super cool, go check it out. If you don't like YouTube for some reason, you can check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a bunch more, which I will link in the description below. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!